Stampers, it's Judy Klock here at Stampin' with Crafty Klock, coming to you today because last night I wasn't feeling so great, so I didn't do my Thursday night live. But I am here today because I want to share with you a couple of items from the Celebration catalog and show you how they pair well with some of the items in our mini catalog. So today we're going to be working with some gorgeous designer series paper called Daffodil Afternoon. Now this is free. It's a level 1 item, so it's free with a $50 purchase here in the US. And it comes with 12 sheets of this gorgeous double-sided paper, and we're going to be working with this today. Some of the colors are Crushed Curry, Daffodil Delight, Flirty Flamingo, Pear Pizzazz, Evening Evergreen, Very Vanilla, of course, Basic Black. They're saying it's got a little Mint Macron in there. Mossy Meadow. Look at these little tiny hearts. But it's a really pretty paper, and it's got a lot of beautiful designs. One side is usually printed with a, like a floral or a design, and the other side is usually more of a like single color background or a very simple background, not as busy as some of these other backgrounds. So it is a very pretty paper that you can use for many different cards and projects. And we're going to pair that with our stamp set today. Again, it's from the Celebrations catalog. Now, this is a level 2 item, so this one is free with a $100 purchase. But this is called Special Moments, and it has all of these beautiful sayings and sentiments in there. So with some really pretty scripts. So we're going to use some of those today. So, if you place a $150 order, not only will you get these, you could get these 2 free items, but you'll also qualify for hostess benefits. So just something to think of. Any order of $150 or more, excuse me, you also qualify for hostess benefits. Okay, and then this paper goes really well with this beautiful Daffodil Daydream bundle that's on page 37 in the in the mini catalog. So just a way how you can use some of these celebration items to pair with some of the other items in our mini catalog. So let's go ahead and get started. And also, did you know that if you join now, if you sign up, you join Stampin' Up, in addition to the $125 worth of products of your choice for $99, you will also qualify for 2 free stamp sets of your choice. That's a really great way to boost your stash. And then you get a discount on all your future purchases. All right, so let's go ahead and get started. So we're going to do a really simple stamping card. We're just going to use like one piece of that beautiful designer series paper, dress it up with a little bow, and just add a sentiment to the inside. A very simple but very pretty birthday card. And then we're going to step it up. These are our ornate frames dies, and one of the sentiments fits perfectly within that little one. So look at how pretty that is. And we just took one piece of that paper. This top is the reverse side of this. So I like how you can just kind of cut it in half and flip it and use that one sheet. And then we're just going to go ahead and finish up with this card. So let's go ahead and get started. For our first card, I have a piece of our Very Vanilla. That is going to be my card base. And I'm going to stamp on there a happy birthday. And I'm just going to stamp it in Evening Evergreen, since that is one of the coordinating colors. And that's the one I chose to go with this particular stamp set. Now, if you want, you can cut another piece if you're not sure that you're going to stamp it, accurately, or you don't want to make a mistake. You can certainly go ahead and put down another piece of Very Vanilla on the inside to give yourself that extra cushion. But I'm gonna YOLO it, and we're just gonna go for it. I'm gonna stamp Happy Birthday. Okay, and not too shabby. Shoo! I always get nervous because there's not a lot of room for error. Normally you can cover something up with a gem, but it's a lot harder to do when it's on the inside. All right, we're going to layer this piece of designer series paper that is cut to 5 by 3 3/4 over a piece of our Evening Evergreen that is 5 1/4 by 4. So I'm just going to go ahead and add some adhesive to this. Again, this is going to go together very quickly because we're going to let this beautiful designer series paper really kind of do all of the work for us on this card. There's not a lot that we're going to have to do. Now, if you really wanted to dress it up, you know, if you wanted to take it up a step, you could certainly go ahead and brush some Wink of Stella over some of these flowers to give your card a little bit of shimmer. And I wouldn't do all of them, but I would just do a few, just to go ahead and give that card just a little bit of shimmer and shine. Okay, we're just going to do like 3 of them. And that's a great way to add just a little bit of sparkle and pop to the card without going overboard. Now to this, I'm going to add a piece of our Evening Evergreen sheer ribbon. Okay, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to wrap it around here and secure it in the back. And then we're going to put this on our card base, and then we're going to come back and tie the bow. I find it a little bit easier to work with tying the bow when the card is on the card base. So that's my little trick. So that's what I'm going to do. So I'm so excited tonight. We have my Zoom class tonight with our Sweet Conversations stamp set. So I'm pretty excited. We've got a lot of ladies calling all over the country. And then we've got bingo next weekend with the Sweet Conversations. And then in February, registration is open for my February class, and we're going to be featuring the Hello Ladybug, and all of those cards will have a mechanical element to it. So now I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to tie a bow, and I'm just going to do this just like so. Okay. These bows were giving me fits today, and I don't know why. I'm usually okay with my bow tying. Okay. Now I'm just going to trim this up. And I'm going to add that to my card front with just a little glue dot. So I'm going to take out my glue dots. Oh, that's empty. Where'd my glue dots go? Good thing I have another box here. Got a roll of glue dots somewhere that are unaccounted for. I keep saying I got to clean up this area. One of these years, I'll get to it. Okay, we're just going to put a little glue dot on the back and just put that right there. Oh, I didn't pick up the glue dot. Got some technical errors going on today. And now we've got our little card. So how pretty is that? We added that Wink of Stella that gives it just a little bit of sparkle and shine. And we've got a lovely happy birthday card that's all set to go. I got a lot of birthdays coming up in March, so I'm glad to be getting ahead on these. Okay, my next one is going to feature our Bumblebee. That's 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4 1/4. We're going to have a piece of Very Vanilla for the inside. And since I'm not stamping on this, I am going to go ahead and just adhere this to my inside. If you're going to stamp on an inside piece, I always recommend that you stamp, then stick. Because if you make a mistake, it's easier to flip it over and start all over. But if you've already adhered it, it gets a little bit more tricky. So then I have a piece of this designer series paper. Again, I cut this down to 3 1/4 by 5, and you'll see right here. Well, I think I switched it with the other one. But anyway, these were the same. It was the same piece of paper. This is just the reverse side. So I'm going to start with the bottom, and this piece is 3 inches by 3 3/4, because I basically just took that 5-inch piece and cut it in two. One piece was 3 inches and one piece was 2 inches. So not quite in half. And then we're just going to go ahead and pop this piece right there on the top. And I'm layering it on a piece of Pear Pizzazz that is 5 1/4 by 4. We're just going to go ahead and put that down there. Now I have a piece of, again, another piece of our Pear Pizzazz. This is probably like 1/2 inch by 3 3/4. And I'm just going to put a little bit, because it's so thin, I am going to put just a little bit of our liquid glue. I'm not going to try to get some seal on the back of there, because I think it would be very messy. And I'm just going to stick that there, trying to make sure it's straight. Now I took a piece of our basic black, and before I die cut it, I put a piece of our adhesive backing on it, because it would be easier to stick with all of these little pieces than to try to glue it down. So we're going to stick that, but first let's stick this on to our card base. And then we'll work on our sentiment and add some gems. And we'll call this one done. But yeah, we would love to have you. If you're thinking of joining, you know, we would love to have you on the Crafty Foxes team. Like I said, you can pick out, right now during celebration, we have that extra bonus, and you can pick out any 2 additional stamp set. That's in addition to the $125 of product that you pick out, and you pay just $99. No shipping, obviously tax, but you know, it's just the $99 plus whatever your tax rate is, and no shipping. Okay. This is a tight fit, so I just want to make sure I get it all on there. Okay. Where would I be without a friend like you? All right, now I want to pop that up, and it fits perfectly on this other little basic black die cut. But I'm going to pop this piece up with dimensional. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put this piece on first. So let me come over here. Can you see I'm just going to peel this backing off? You can hear my dogs barking and my husband shouting, and welcome to life at the zoo. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and take this off. Got that little one. There we go. I think I got all the little die cut. There's one more little die cut piece. Then I end up with a bunch of these little die cut pieces on my fingers that never come off. And I'm going to put it so it's not quite centered on that strip. So it's going to be a little bit more on the top than on the bottom. Trying to get those little pieces off my finger. And then I'm going to come back and I'm going to put a few dimensionals on here. Maybe just like, I don't know, 2, maybe 3. Oh my goodness, I just have everything sticking to my fingers today. It's just one of those days. All right, so here we go. We have got this going right there. And then we're going to come back in here and we have some of these beautiful new iridescent rhinestones. These are in the January to June catalog. And I'm just going to layer these. Probably this one I'm going to put on about 5. I usually like to do it in odd numbers because everything in nature is an odd number. There's nothing is even. And we're just going to go ahead and put these beautiful iridescent rhinestones on our card. Whoops. That one flipped over. Let's fix that. There we go. And there we have our 2 cards. So I hope you enjoyed this today. Oh, let me give you a sneak peek at some of the cards for February. So like I said, all of them will have a mechanical element. So here's a waterfall card, which if you've never done, they're really fun to do. And then we've got kind of a basic little pop-up, but right, pretty on the outside. And then, whoop, there's a little surprise on the inside. So those are just 2 of the cards for my February class. Registration is open. If you're on my Stampin' with Crafty Klock Facebook page, you can go to the events section and you can register for the classes today. I believe it's $35 for the Zoom class, and that includes shipping everything out to you. But those are our 2 cards for today, featuring 2 really beautiful celebration products: the Daffodil Afternoon Designer Series paper and the Special Moments stamp set. So that's it for this edition of Stamping with Crafty Klock. I'll see you all next week. Bye.